Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, All Good Things. Happy Monday everybody. And on today's episode, I wanted to go over something that's kind of, I realized it's been going on. Alright, so let me backtrack a little bit. This year I've read 30 books so far, okay? I've read 30 books so far. And 15 of those books have been about finance or money or wealth building to some extent. Alright, so half the books I've read this year were about money and making moves and how to get started, etc. And after reading 15 finance books, I realized I've learned a lot. Not just about finance, but about myself. Now, before I even get more into this, it's come to my attention that not all of you are watching my video to the end. And you know who you are, okay? So before we even get further, I wanted to say, please like, comment, share, subscribe. You guys know I like your comments. You guys know I love your feedback, all right? Community building here. We're in the beginning stages, sure. But this is going to be a big community channel, so I would appreciate it, all right? So don't let me catch you doing that again. Okay. All right, now back to our scheduled program. I've read 30 books this year, and 15 of them have been about finance. And guys, I realized I'm a bit of a financial chameleon. And you might be thinking, what is a financial chameleon? Yeah, you know what? I just made it up last night, but it's true. And I feel like that's what I've been doing, okay? So I can link down below just all of the different books that I've read, but I'm proud of myself, first of all, self-props, okay, for doing a good job reading different types of books, okay? So, of course, you guys know I was reading Dave Ramsey and Chris Hogan, Fire Community books. I was also reading books by different authors. I'm currently reading Your Money or Your Life right now. Okay, so I tried to read books by people who were kind of frugal, billionaire books, millionaire books, multimillionaires, whatever, a different range of books. And let me know in the comments if you do this too, but I literally noticed after every book I read, I was like, this is me. Like, this is so me. And I was like, I'm the type of person, I become overly like invested and obsessed and passionate about like what I'm doing that's exciting. And for me, getting into financing and paying off these debts and getting into like investing and saving, that's interesting. So all these books, I felt like they just became my new identity, you know? So for example, Robert Kiyosaki, he's like, his whole big thing was, are you living life to not lose? Or are you living life to win? And I was like, well, I want to be winning. I want to be ambitious. I want to think big, live big, do all this stuff. Like, and he has 100, 200 million. That's my goal. I want 100, 200 million. I figured it out. Bam. And then I would read like another book. Oh, this guy, he reached financial independence by buying 30 properties. And now he makes 6 figures cash flow just from just from tenant money. And I was like, well, I want that too. That is me. So I'm like, I'm going to buy 30 houses in 10 years too. And bam, done. And then I would read another book, Frugal Woods, or something about Fire Community, how you don't actually need millions and millions and millions to retire. And you only need 1 or 2, and you can get it in 10, 20 years, you know, if you're planning, investing, saving, doing all this stuff. And then I was like, oh, I can live on $1 million. I can do that. I want $1 million. And if you're not catching the drift, okay, I feel like I overly invested myself in every single book, and then each new book became my identity. And I was just like, taking the financial advice like hardcore, okay? And I had to take a step back because I had just I'm currently reading Your Money or Your Life now, and I had to take a step back because I was just like, dang. Especially preparing for this video, I reread notes on all the 15 books that I've read, and I kind of noticed from my notes too where I was like trying to fit like my goals into their goals, and I didn't want to seem not ambitious, so I was like, well, if this is dreaming big, then I guess I need 1,000,000 too, or whatever that case might be. And it was not until I was reading through all these notes, and I'm just like, do I even want 200 million? Do I even want to be a billionaire? Like, was that ever my goal or my ambition? And I had to kind of step back and be like, listen, I'm open to change. I'm open to elevating my mindset. But also, you kind of have to know, first of all, where you're starting from. Okay, but also where you want to go. And where I wanted to go kept changing throughout the year. I was like a roller coaster of just like what I want and what I want to accomplish. And I just have to be like, pause. First of all, take another step back. I'm very happy I read all these books, because not only did they give me very specific like tips and hints on investing, saving, how to think about money differently, how to like elevate your mindset and your social circle, your networking, how to get there, which is very important because no one's ever taught me very, like I didn't learn from my family and I didn't learn from school either, like kind of very specific financial tips and advice and plans. So that was super helpful, and I'm very happy that I got to read different perspectives and financial journeys. Okay, but I also had to bring it back into myself and kind of filter through. Okay, just because so and so is a millionaire and happy and rich and has 30 houses, that doesn't mean you need 30 houses or want 30 houses. So I kind of had to filter it through and see what resonated with me. And after reading all these books, okay, it's like, yeah, I'm a valueless. I'm pretty simple in what I want to do and how I want to get there. It's kind of like you really have to define first of all, how simple or complex you want your life to be. And I think this was in a book that Robert Kiyosaki and Trump made actually. They collaborated together, How to Be a Billionaire or How to Be Rich. It might have been in both of those books, but they kind of go like, how simple and how complex do you want your life to be? Okay, because obviously there's different paths for different people. Okay, so if you want to invest in extremely complex ideas, okay, cool, but recognize that that's the life path you're taking. Or do you prefer a more hands-off, simple approach, like steadfast? Like, do you want to be a millionaire in 5 years, 10, 15, 20? All of those matter into what you want to do. So I had to kind of take a step back, reread my journal and process, like, well, what do I want to do with my life? What is my definition of success and wealthy and rich and happiness, and why, like, what will I use this money for? And how happy will it make me? So it's a very personal, very individual style and process, but that's exactly what I needed to do, because after reading 15 books, I was like, I just unlocked 15 different personalities, and I had to like, whoa, let's bring it back. Okay, so now all of that said and done, I feel like I'm okay. As you guys know, I am 100% debt free. Whoop, whoop, whoop. No more student loans, F that. Okay, I am debt free. And I'm already maxing out my 401k, my Roth IRA. I will have a health savings account next year. I am saving for my first real estate property. I'm still doing the FIRE method of saving and investing 70% of your salary. So I'm still living on under 30% of what I make. Everything else is saved, invested, kind of future planning. So I'm like, I'm gonna be okay. Okay, whether I buy 50 homes or 5, I know that I'm on track, and I'm not gonna stop my financial journey or like my path towards financial independence. So I'm like, I know I'm gonna get there. Okay, so my goal is 10 years, and even if it takes 15, I'm just like, I know I'm getting there, and it's fine. So I have to kind of take a step back and like not overpressure me. So that's kind of what I learned from reading 15 different books. And if you want to do this as well, if you just kind of want to learn as much as you possibly can about all these different finances, I'm going to list all the books that I've read so far. And I definitely advise you to take notes and make a note of what resonates with you. Okay, so you can respect someone You can respect their lifestyle, how they got there, their journey, without having to embrace it. And that's what I had to kind of take a step back to realize. Be like, okay, like I respect you and what you did. Do I want to do that? Not necessarily. Okay, so even if it might work, it's like sometimes you just don't want to do it. Like if you're not passionate about real estate, don't buy 20 homes just because everyone else is doing that. Like you have to kind of filter out, discern, and choose your path. Okay, there's plenty of ways to get rich. There's plenty of definitions of riches as well, but it's personal. But also remember, not everything is for you, and that's okay. So do I have any financial chameleons here watching? Please share in the comments, like, how do you guys stay focused on your journey? Because especially nowadays, there's so many people winning, and you can win in so many different ways. So it's kind of hard to be like, oh, well, this, like, she did this and she won, or he did that. It's like, okay, that's cool. But if you don't necessarily want to do that, you don't have to. You can do your own thing and still win. So let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear it. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.